everybody, welcome back to the Scar Zone. This is Mike, and today we're going to be going over the Vortex Razor 1x6x24. I first reviewed this scope back in June of 2014, and to be honest, I ended up not giving it a very favorable review in the end. I had the optic on loan from Vortex, so my time behind it was limited. Needless to say, after a few months of looking for a suitable optic for my AR, I found myself looking again at the Razor. Is it a little pricey? Yes and no. Yes, if you feel that the $500 price range is where a lower magnification optic should be. No, if you understand that the quality of this optic is the actual price point it is now competing with, which is the $2,000 price range and up. Just to put it out there, the only other scope I really like besides this is the Leupold Mark VIII, which falls in the $3,000 price range and up. It's not apples to apples, but my point is, out on the market, this is my only other choice. The Vortex wins, of course, because of its price. Is $13.99 attractive? At first I felt this was pretty high up there. Again, I was used to the $500 or so class of optic. So I went out and found other high-end optics, and it started at the very high teens to over $2,000. I now started to see the field a little clearer and began to get a sense of Vortex's direction. They set out to design and produce, in about 3 years, a high-end scope at a mid-range price, and they fully succeeded. Of course, the scope was fully designed here in the US, but the scope is manufactured in Japan. Then, each scope is sent to Vortex, quality controlled and inspected here before reaching the customer. I spoke with Vortex about the design a little. I asked about the 30mm tube choice, and for its size and class, this tube gives the scope all the room it needs for adjustment. I also asked about the second focal plane. Their answer was pretty simple. Anything that you're going to be shooting at that far away, you're going to be on full power, so there was no need to change it up. Again, this is not a tactical scope, it is a sporting optic, meant for 3-gunner. This, however, is not deterring me, as I'm not a 3-gunner and more of a tactical gunner, at which this scope still proves to be my top choice. Although the turrets are capped, you can decide to run them uncapped. There is no zero stop in these, so the caps do serve as protection of your set zero. I again went with the VMR2 MRAD version. The adjustments are in 0.2 MRADs per click, with a total of 20 per revolution, which is more than enough, even if you're running this on a 308. For windage, you have a well-marked left and right settings also in the 0.2 MRAD per click. Each turret has a max of 43 MRADs of travel. Weight is something I complained about in my first impressions of this, which it comes in still at a little over 25 ounces. However, when you look through the eyepiece, you'll notice a very large opening for you to look through. This is what Vortex was after in designing this optic. They wanted something that could be used for distance as well as quick in-your-face action. Think again, 3-gunner. When you view this optic at 1 power, it pretty much disappears from you. All you get is a sweet red dot and a perfectly large HUD type display for target acquisition. This brings me to the red dot, which is the only thing I have to complain about this optic. The dot has 11 settings of brightness like most other Vortex optics, again keeping with the on and off between each setting. It has a sweet locking ring as well as it's easy to manipulate. The levels are by far more than perfect for daytime use, even out here in sunny Arizona. So what do I not like? I keep leaving it on. Vortex made sure that when you open it up for on and off adjustment, an indicator ring is showing. I am just always forgetting about it. I don't blame Vortex on this, however an auto off would be nice, say even after 4 or 5 hours of use. Speaking of improvements, if you're wondering if you should wait for the next Vortex, I would say you'd be waiting a while. There are no plans for a new version in 2015, and even after 2016 you still might be waiting for the next generation. So I can truly tell you that this scope has won me over by far and wide. Again, this is my own opinion, but I'm sharing it with you and my experience with this optic. I've taken it out just at over 400 yards so far, and it proved more than adequate for my eyes. I quickly dialed up my MRAD from my BC, and I hit a 10-inch plate with my third shot, pretty much dead center. This of course is running Wolf 55 grain ammo, so you can get the idea that the scope was doing her job. If you're looking for a scope that'll work well as a red dot and can smack steel out to 600 yards, then this is the one for you. The price and weight are a little high, yet after 2 months of running it on my AR, I've not had to think twice about it. The weight ends up not being that much for the rifle, and the price, well, simply put, every time I look through this I feel extremely confident about the purchase I made. Once again, this is Mike from the Scar Zone. I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button. You can find us on Facebook and occasionally on Instagram. Keep shooting and be safe.